What did I sew in April? Today is a recap. I'm sharing the 3 garments that I sewed in April. All 3 of these garments are part of my Fabric Wheel of Fate series. If you haven't been watching that series, go back and check it out. So I made the 4th garment, and out of my 5th fabric, I was able to sew 2 garments. So that was definitely a win on that fabric, getting 2 garments out of 1 fabric. After this recap, I'm also going to share a little bit about life and give you an update on my allergies and an update on my dad. So I'm treating this like a Friday sews. I was unable to get it out yesterday. I'm filming this on Saturday. And Mother's Day is tomorrow. It may be Mother's Day before you see this. I'm going on a hike shortly, and I'm still trying to decide whether I want to wear this or a t-shirt with my hiking pants and boots. But yeah, this is going to be kind of like a Friday sews, but it's going to be just on a Saturday or Sunday. I hope you enjoy it. What did I make in April? First garment that I made is McCall's 7976. I made this top in a previous Fabric Wheel of Fate video, and I wanted to make some adjustments to it, and I used one of my precious fabrics that was on my wheel, a beautiful art gallery fabric, and I sewed a second one, and I did make some adjustments to it. I made it a little bit longer because the first version was very cropped, and I'll insert pictures here or here to show you the pattern and the options, but I made just the first option, which was the crop top, but like I said, it is was a little too short, so I added length, and I'm very happy with this garment, and I've inserted a video with me modeling it with a blue jean skirt, and I really loved the way it looked. So that is definitely a win in my wardrobe. Now, if you've watched my latest video for Fabric Wheel of Fate, you'll see that I made Itch to Stitch, let me think, Lago tank, drew a blank, menopause. But anyway, I made the Itch to Stitch Lego tank with my remnant piece, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And I was fortunate enough when I was out shopping one day this week that I found a little topper that I think will look great with that. And so I'll insert a picture of me wearing it with just blue jeans, and if I get a chance, I'll take a picture later with the topper so that you can see how it looks together. If not, I'll try to get a picture. I haven't done that yet. And then let's talk about my third make. Now this one was a little bit trickier for me. It was not a difficult pattern. I'd say advanced beginner, but it's the FibreMood Griselda jumper or sweater. And in my photos, you'll see that I thought it was a little oversized, maybe too oversized, and I wasn't happy with the hem band. I felt like it maybe stretched and hung a little lower on one side, and I asked for your comments, and I got kind of mixed comments. Some people liked it with a hem, some didn't, and I opted to actually cut the hem off, and I want to just wear it tucked in because I like the look of it better tucked, and so I'm not going to hem it since the knit will not fray. And I did make adjustments to the side seams. I'm just going to grab it for a moment. This is the sweater I'm talking about, and it's made in a beautiful Beyond the Pink Door Think Pink subscription box fabric. And I decided after making it and trying it on that it was a little too large. I did make it based on my body measurements, but if you're going to make it, I would recommend sizing down at least one size. So I took in on the side seams all the way from the wrist all the way down, and I cut off my hem here before I did that. But I probably took it in an additional ½ inch. Well, actually, when you consider both sides, a little over a ½ inch on both sides, so probably like 3/4 of an inch total for each side. And then I decided that I wanted to reuse the existing hem for the cuff, and I made it, treated it like a cuff. You'll see I've sewn it back on, but I had to take it apart and like take it in also before I reattached it, and then I sewed it on just like a cuff, so that I have this little pretty hem. The other issue I had was that I had a little pucker, I think it was right here, and I did work on that. I've got it improved, but I don't think it's totally eliminated. That was a little bit trickier. I think cut into that corner a little too much, so it limited on how much I could move the fabric without exposing the hole. And if I had manipulated more, it would have exposed the hole. So I opted to fix it the best that I could, and I think that it will be a very wearable garment. And then, like I said, I just took the hem down and I cut it with my rotary cutter to get a smooth edge, and yeah, it's going to make a great top for cooler weather. And it's not cool weather right now, so this will be something I wear later in the year. Next, I'm going to take a moment to share a product. Now, it is a part of my Amazon Associates Creator Connections, and I purchased this product, but I do earn a commission if you buy it. And it is from MKZZ Pop, and it is automatic needle threaders, plastic gourd shape for hand sewing and embroidery. And this is the product. So you can see I get a lot in the bag, but I can't tell you how many of these things I have broken. I have broken a lot of these. I had quite a few in my stash, and over the course of use, they do tend to pull apart and break, or they're just no longer effective. This little bag of threaders was less than $5, so I felt like, you know, that's a good deal. And so I know if you purchase it, I probably earn maybe even less than a penny on it, but you may be interested in going buying a little bag, and this should last a long time in your stash. I tend to use the automatic threaders like that if I need to hand sew anything, but I have used it even on one of my sewing machines. I was having trouble with the automatic threader, and I would even use that on my sewing machine to thread my machine, especially as you age, you know, your eyesight's not as great, and a threader does help with that. Okay, so moving right along, I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm working on. So I'm currently sewing a little shorts and topper set, and I'm very excited about that. Hopefully I'll get it completed before the end of the month, because I want to wear it on another short vacation. And I've also cut out, or I've got it halfway cut out, the Noodlehead range backpack. I think it's called range backpack. I'll insert a picture of the backpack that I'm talking about. So I'm working on that, and I've got all the external fabric pieces cut out. I've got them interfaced, but I need to cut out my lining pieces, and then I'll be ready to sew. So I'm very looking forward to this project. As far as I know, Anna at Noodlehead does not have a video for this particular backpack. She has a lot of sewing tutorials for some of her other products, but I did not see one for this one. But look, like skimming over the instructions, I think it will come together well as long as I follow it step by step. And I also have more ideas in my brain than what I know I can accomplish. But I have a shirt that I'm wanting to make, and I also have a dress that I'm wanting to make. So we'll see how much I actually get done. But those things I've actively started. So that is a good thing. Moving right along to life, I went to the allergy doctor this week and was tested. I was tested back in my 20s, and then you know, your allergies can change as you age, and I was surprised by my results. or partly was surprised by my results. So a lot of people are allergic to dust mites, and that was one that I was allergic to when I was younger and now. But the ones that didn't surprise me was that I'm allergic to several types of tree pollen and weed pollen. And I think that's why my allergies really was so bad back in March and April. Thankfully, they are improving with the medication that I've been taking, and I'm able to take less of the medication than I was during those 2 months. So that's a good thing. But the ones that surprised me was that it showed that I was allergic to cats and dogs. And we don't have a cat, but we're dog people. I've always had dogs. And so I'm really shocked by being allergic to dogs. And of course, it's not going to keep me from playing with the dogs and having a dog. I'll just live with the allergies. And I don't think those allergies are as severe, maybe, as the tree pollen and the weed pollen and the dust mites. And of course, I take measures to control that too. And so that is my life update, and I am doing much better, thankfully. I want to thank everyone who has prayed for my family and prayed for my dad and sent me lovely comments. But my dad has been doing chemo for, I guess he started in March, and we are seeing that it is working. So that is a great thing. It's going to be a slow process. If you haven't watched the previous video where I said he has MDS, which is myelodysplastic syndrome, it's a bone marrow cancer. It is slow growing, so he's had it for a number of years, but back at the beginning of the year, his blood work was critical, and he had to make a decision whether to do treatment, or if he didn't do treatment, his life expectancy, I think, was getting fairly short. But the treatment is helping, so I believe he will be with us for some time, and I'm very grateful. And yeah, it's not easy for him. There is a lot of pain involved as the medicine works, but his blood work is showing that it is working, and he is no longer in a critical state. So thank you for your prayers, and keep praying. And I love hearing from you, so please comment below. Let me know what you're working on, and tell me, what is your favorite season of the year, and do you suffer from allergies like I do? Just curious. And how do you take care of yourself and try to prevent symptoms? Anyway, I am going to go on this hike, and if this video comes out tomorrow, you may see some images at the end of this video. If not, I'll share them in a later video. And I hope you all have a happy Mother's Day if you're in one of the countries that celebrates Mother's Day. And if not, all the mothers out there are still special, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in my next video. We're at Catawba Falls, which is near Old Fort, North Carolina, and the little clips and pictures that I'm putting in just can't do it justice. I think there's over 380 steps and like a big tower that we have to climb, and then I think there's another tower beyond this one, but you can't even see the lower falls all in one cliff. It's in different stages, but the trail follows the creek going up, and then I think we'll be following a ridge line on the way back. I hope you enjoy seeing what cliffs I see, but if you are in this area, it's definitely worth the trip. Jet. Just checking in. My heart rate is 140. I'm still climbing.